Your children's children, because they'll be there for many years. So basically, arguments of public access, people coming to the stadium, being around it, and long-term effectiveness, put that away. The main thing is the crippling, the very expensive cost of building the waterfront landmark will carry on, will cause bitterness and anger for some people for many years. Okay? Do you people here care about a new sports arena? Do you? No. Most ladies don't, okay? Men certainly do. So some people will be happy, yay, we've got a sports arena. Other people, God, I don't want, not interested in it. So no one's going to be happy. Not everyone's going to be happy, I should say. Some will be, some will, some won't. And that's what they're talking about here. And that's going to carry on. Those who don't like it, every time they see it, oh God, that's a white elephant. What's a white elephant?
But it happens all the time. Everybody can.
Can what? I know, no one
can like
you
it.
never get 100% agreement.
Right.
Never. People are people, okay? But they're worried about building this in town and then it not being cost effective, not making money. That's the main thing. That's the bottom line, okay? So the worried about it might be, what's a white elephant?
White elephant.
White elephant is something that is useless. Usually costs a lot, and something that is useless. Not used much, okay? So, a white elephant.
Can you give me some example of the sentences? How you do it, a white elephant, please?
If it's going to be like tourist attraction, might be working. But if it's for sports event,
I don't think people are going to go out there and, oh, that's a wonderful stadium. I don't think that's going to happen. It's for sports, okay? Rugby league, rugby, soccer, I guess, I don't know. So that's what they're worried about. If we build this thing, is it going to pay its way? Plus they've got to worry about parking downtown. Parking is chaotic, okay? They've got to worry about that. Buses, trains, they've got to rearrange all that stuff. So there's a lot of things to be talked about. They talked about it many years ago, then they put it aside. Now some guys have brought it back up again. And this time they seem like they're serious about it. Okay? But if you're a ratepayer, indirectly you're going to pay something towards it. Okay? White elephant. Okay, this old car has been a white elephant for years. It sits on the lawn, doesn't go anywhere. Sits on the grass, everything's broken, nothing's worked, but it's just sitting there, rusting away in the front yard. A white elephant.
It's a Common Express. Common Express.
Yeah, reasonably common. I won't say it's used every day, but it's quite common. Okay, let's just start reading. You start, please.
When I read that there is a drive towards the development of a new world-class building in Auckland, my immediate reaction is great. When do we start? Like many others in construction, I have an optimism bias. Anything can be built if there is a will and sufficient money. Much of our infrastructure and many of our best buildings exist because of optimism bias. So far, so good. Unfortunately, the big idea is the waterfront stadium. At this point, my optimism bias feels the need to pour up a very large G&T to make the pain go away.
Okay. So when I read, this is this man's opinion, when I read that there is a drive, a push, okay, towards the development of a new world-class building in Auckland, my immediate reaction or response is great. When do we start? Let's build it. Okay? Like many others in construction, I have an optimism bias. What's a bias? It's a particular leaning towards one group. He has a bias towards Asians. Means he has a tendency to favour Asians. Okay, to favour. If you have a bias, it can be negative or it can be positive, depending on the situation. He has a bias towards Asians. He likes Asians. Okay. He has a negative bias towards Asians. Hates them. Okay. So it can be positive or negative. Generally, it's thought of used negatively. Generally used negatively. The criminal accused the judge of being biased. You don't like me because I'm black or white or Maori or whatever. Okay? So you're going to give me a hard sentence, whether I'm guilty or not. Okay? So a lot of people do that. They get a large sentence and they start yelling at the judge as biased. You don't like white people, you don't like black people, whatever. Okay? So it's a particular leaning towards one particular group. Can be positive, can be negative. Here, optimism, bias, he likes to be optimistic. Think about the good things. Wow, yeah, let's get a new stadium. It's going to be great. Lots of people downtown. Okay? So optimism means having good feelings about something. What's the opposite? Pessimism. Okay? Negative feelings. So he has an optimism bias in this particular case, he feels. Okay? Anything can be built if there is a will. Here, will means determination. Okay, will means determination. He has the will to run the marathon, a desire or a strong determination or will. You ever heard the expression, this expression? Where there's a will, there's a way. You ever heard that one?
Yeah.
Means if you want to do it, you'll try it, you'll do it. Okay? And that's how most of the world's inventions have happened. Somebody said, I can do something here, and they've gone ahead and done it. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay? If you're determined enough, you can do it. Okay? So this guy here saying, great, we're going to build a new stadium. I like the idea. Much of our infrastructure, anybody? All the roads and streets, all the things that make the city run. The roads, the parks, the highways, the trains, all that sort of stuff. That's infrastructure. Okay? And many of our best buildings exist because of optimism bias. Somebody said, let's build a bank here, so they built it. Let's build a new freeway, so they built it. Okay? So far, so good. Unfortunately, the big idea, why is big idea put in speech marks?
He tried to
What's-
say something.
Make a point, okay? The big idea is the waterfront stadium. That's the one they want to build. At this point, my optimism bias feels the need to pour a very large G&T. What's a G&T? Maybe some of you ladies use it.
Maybe T text.
What's G&T? No.
Gross and
Close, but not quite.
text. I don't know. Try it.
Gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic. Gin, alcoholic drink, put a little bit of tonic water in it. Gin and tonic. Okay? G&T. You ladies drink gin and tonics? No?
How about you?
No, I don't drink at all.
She doesn't know.
I gave up
He
many,
doesn't
many
like.
years ago.
You don't drink alcohol at all? No
At
beer?
all. Alcohol, wine, anything like that, don't touch it.
You're a good boy.
I learned the hard way.
Is it?
Okay? Many, many years ago. Okay. 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 Any questions up till now?
No.
Okay. Next lady, please.
Yeah. At the risk of being a naysayer, this is not a smart idea for the future of Auckland. A few facts. In 26, I remember being interviewed about the possibility in preparation for the Rugby World Cup of 2011. The time-bound nature of construction implied either a cost to blow out or a poor-quality building. A project manager friend said to me, a big construction with target time, cost, and quality. Now pick any two wise men. However, the evidence available provided an antidote to hubris. In recent histories, stadiums have been a major source of financial strain for their hosts. In 22 NZ terms, Wembley Stadium, Australia, traded the franc Yankee Stadium. Therefore, the very high estimate from the last time around this block, upwards of 900 million in 26 prices, is only likely to go in one direction up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's a naysayer? Who's a naysayer? Someone who's always negative, okay, has a negative attitude. Okay? Someone wants a negative outlook. Because when you vote, yay for, nay against. Okay? That's how they vote in Parliament. Who's for the issue? All the ayes, all the nays. Okay? So, at the risk of being a naysayer, so at the risk of being negative about this is not a smart idea for the future of Auckland. Now he's going to present some facts, a few facts. You know, someone mentions the stadium, everyone thinks, oh, this is great, this is wonderful. But then when you sit down and figure out what it's going to cost and all the other problems with it, you suddenly change your mind. You know, it's just like someone saying, oh, let's go to a holiday to Europe. Oh, wonderful, yeah, I want to go to Europe. Then you sit down, okay, it's going to cost this. Where do I get a babysitter? Where do I put this, you know? Then it gets a little changed, okay? That's the same thing here. The idea sounds great, but then when you're going to put it into practice, it gets difficult, okay? In 2006, I remember being interviewed about the possibility or chance in preparation for the World Rugby Cup of 2011. Time-bound nature. Time-bound. something's time-bound, it's restricted by a time limit. You've only got 1 year to do it, 2 years to do it, okay? So that's something time-bound. What's wheelchair-bound? Stuck in a wheelchair. Can't get out of a wheelchair. Paralysed, you stay in the wheelchair all the time. But bound can also be used another way. Homeward bound, on your way home. Okay?
So homeward bound is on the way home.
Europe bound, I'm off to Europe, see you later. Okay? So we can use bound in the sense of going towards somewhere. But it also means restricted. Okay? Same as this one here. What's bedridden mean? Confined to a bed. Can't get out of bed. Sick person. Very sick person. Usually because of sickness. Okay? Bedridden. So we've got. Okay. So the time-bound nature, the limitations of time that this would involve. Of nature of construction implied or meant either a cost blowout. What would be a cost blowout? Cost blowout is
Too much.
cost too much. Cost blowout is when something goes over budget. You spend more than you expected to. Say you budgeted $5,000 for your holiday, but in actuality you spent $6,000. There was a blowout of $1,000. It went over the cost. And that's what he's worried about here. They may set a figure, okay, we're going to build this stadium, it's going to cost $900 million. But something happens. Oh, well, we're going to add another million. Just like the Sky City Casino.
Always happens.
It always
like
happens.
that.
I've never seen a project basically
Less than-
brought in under budget at all. There's always some blowout involved. Okay? So either a cost blowout, it's going to cost more than they budget for, or poor quality building. It's built in a hurry, so it's not very well built. Okay? And that's, to me, that's probably more important. Because you put 60,000 people in a stadium that's not well built, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a big problem. Okay? A project, now, do you think builders would be pressured to build it quickly? Do you think they're going to build a stadium? Okay, we need this in 2 years. Do you think there's going to be pressure on the builders to build it quickly? Of course there is. And when there's pressure like that, they cut corners. You know what I mean by cut corners?
Maybe do it easy way.
Use cheaper methods, okay? Instead of using high quality steel, they use low quality steel because it's cheaper, okay? Instead of using highly skilled workers who get paid more, they use low skilled workers. And then everything sort of builds up and things usually go wrong, okay? But housewives do this. You old housewives have been. You all cut corners.
No.
Wow. Okay. Your husband. We need to talk to him. Okay? You go and buy the most expensive food? I don't think so. Most ladies look for bargains, okay? Look for discounts, look for sales. That's cutting
Sales,
corners.
yeah.
Cutting corners,
So we can
okay?
use that one as a for everyday use. So I'll buy like a budget, from brand food and stuff, so I can use the expression.
Yeah.
How can I use
To
that?
cut corners. I cut corners by buying home brand products. Okay? A lot of people do. A lot of people, I go to Pack and Save, okay? A lot of people go to Pack and Save because generally it's cheaper. They're cutting corners. Some people don't because they don't want to be seen in Pack and Save because they think it's low quality. Okay? You go to Countdown and New World, the prices are ridiculous. Okay? The prices are absolutely ridiculous. I buy oranges. I was in Countdown yesterday. Oranges, $5 a kilo. Absolutely disgusting. I went to Pack and Save, $2.99. $2 difference, okay? Big difference, okay? Cutting corners. Not because of the money. No one likes to spend more than they want to, okay?
There was a good to use the expression.
What?
That one. To
Cut corners.
Yes, very good. Very good to use every day.
Well, some people do, some people don't. It's up to the individual, okay? A project manager friend said to me of big construction, we target time, cost and quality. Now pick any two. In other words, he's given 3 choices, but only 2 usually happen. Only 2 usually happen. Time, cost and quality. Which one do you think would be sort of left behind? Cost, I would imagine. Cost is the one, okay? Money. No one wants to pay more than they have to in any job, okay? Wise man. However, the evidence available provided an antidote. Hubris is dismay, disappointment, argument against something, okay? An antidote is a cure. Okay, a lot of snakes are poisonous. An antidote provides protection. Okay, you get bitten by a snake. If you get to the hospital in time, they'll give you an antidote if they know what that type of snake is. Okay, so an antidote is a cure or a prevention. Okay, stops the poison from spreading. Still going to be sick, but you should survive. Okay, so an antidote to hubris. In recent history, stadiums have been a major source of financial strain. In other words, have cost the taxpayers in the city a lot of money. Financial strain is you're finding it hard to make ends meet. Everyone knows what that is, right? To make ends meet. Every family sort of worries about that unless you're a multimillionaire. Okay? For their host. Who's the host? In this case, Auckland. Auckland would be the host. Host city, remember? Host country, host city. Okay. In 2020, Tokyo will host the Olympic Games. Will provide everything for the Olympic Games. If you have a party at your house, you're the host. Okay? That's how it usually works, although we use host for both men and women. Hostess has another meaning, which I'm sure you're all aware of. Okay? Bar girls.
Yeah.
Okay? Bar girls, a polite way of calling them a bar girl is called them a hostess. Okay? But they do the same thing. Okay? So they're saying building the stadium is going to cost the city a lot of money because they've got to maintain it. They've got to provide people to work there. Okay? So it's going to cost the city a lot of money. And they give all these examples here. Wembley Stadium in England, Australia, Stade de France in France, Yankee Stadium in America. Look at those numbers, billions of dollars. Okay? That's New Zealand dollars, billions of dollars. Therefore, the very high estimates from the last time round. Estimates are guesses.
Yes.
Guesses. An estimate is basically a guess of the price. The estimate for the repairs was $200. We think it'll cost about $200. Could cost more, could cost less. Okay? But that's what we think it'll cost, around about $200. So therefore, the very high estimates from the last time round, this block, around this block means this particular case. Remember, before they did up Eden Park for the 2011 World Cup, they spent a lot of money. Now they're going to do it again, so they're round the block. What's a block? Group of houses. Okay? Streets are divided into blocks. One block, another block, another block, block. Blocks of houses, okay? So around the block, it's like we're doing this again. We're going to do this again, okay? Upwards of 900 million. Upwards here means we think about 900 million in 2006 prices is only likely to go in one direction, up. In other words, he feels, and most normal people feel, it's going to cost more. Okay? Okay, read on please, Gina.
But the fundamental problem is this. The waterfront is not a good location for a stadium. All substantial stadiums are situated with across from all sides.
Access.
Our access from all sides and extensive parking around. Auckland waterfront is not like that. Access is going to be a major problem. Finance is said to be a showstopper. Is this a government project of national importance? Do we Aucklanders pay? Is it a national burden paid from taxation? Speak to anyone with knowledge of the shoestring on which the RWC redevelopment of Eden Park was run, a series of asking nicely and tortured negotiations for just a little more from various governmental agencies. Add in the unmentioned fact that keeping Auckland's existing stadiums occupied and financially viable will be even more problematic than it currently is with the additional capacity in the mix.
Okay. Fundamental problem is the basic problem. Fundamental means basic. So the fundamental problem is the right down to the very nitty-gritty, the basic problem. The basic problem is this: the waterfront is not a good location for a stadium. Okay? That's this man's opinion. What do you think? Do you think
Agree.
it's... I agree. I think it's brilliant. Where are they going to put people, okay? Where the heck are they going to put people? Okay? All substantial stadiums. Substantial here means large, important. Okay, substantial means a large amount of. He spent a substantial amount of money on his holiday. Large amount. Okay? He spends a substantial amount of time studying English. 2-3 classes every day. Lots of time. Gives the idea of a lot of. Okay? So all substantial stadiums, big important stadiums, are situated with access from all sides. Okay? And extensive parking around. Extensive means large area of parking. Plenty of parking. Plenty of parking around. There's hardly any parking down the bottom of town. Okay? Hardly any at all. Auckland waterfront is not like that. Access is going to be a major problem, a number one problem. Okay? Finance is set to be a showstopper. What do we mean by a showstopper? Something that causes problems.